Most minds are tethered to the ordinary, content to drift in the haze of illusions the world spins. But there are air souls whose thoughts carve through the fog, piercing the veil of chaos, comfort, and noise that defines the lives of the 99%. These minds don't bend to the whims of the crowd or buckle under its pressures. They stand apart, unapologetically sharp, disciplined, and untamed. If you've ever felt like your thoughts don't align with the world around you, like you're in a compass points to a place others can't even see, you might carry one of these uncommon minds. The world may try to dull your edge or idolize you only after you've proven unbreakable, but you were never meant to blend in. On WisdomWavesAura, we explore what sets these minds apart, diving deep into the traits that make you different, powerful, and misunderstood. Here are 4 signs your mind operates on a level most can't comprehend, forged in a fire the ordinary will never dare to touch. First, you don't run from self-doubt, you wield it like a blade. The average person seeks comfort, chasing distractions to numb their insecurities. They want affirmations, soft words to cushion their ego. But you're different. You crave the raw, unfiltered truth, even when it stings. You sit with your pain, dissecting it, studying its contours, and using it to sharpen your resolve. You know exactly when you're weak, when you're slipping, when you're lying to yourself, and instead of hiding from those truths, you confront them head-on. This isn't masochism, it's alchemy. You turn discomfort into strength, doubt into clarity. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, once wrote that if something is endurable, you endure it, and if it isn't, you stop complaining and act. That's your law. You don't broadcast your struggles or flaunt your resilience, you quietly forge yourself into something unbreakable. Others might call you cold, detached, or hard to read, but what they're really sensing is a mind built to survive storms that would shatter them. While they build lives to avoid suffering, you're crafting a soul that can carry it. On WisdomWavesAura, we dive into this relentless pursuit of truth, exploring how to transform pain into power without losing your humanity. Your silence is another sign, a quiet that isn't empty but heavy with insight. Most people fill the air with noise, desperate to be heard, to prove their worth through words. You, however, watch. You see the subtle shifts in how people speak when they want something, how their tone changes when they feel threatened, how they treat those who can offer them nothing. You're not interested in reacting impulsively or adding to the chatter. You're after patterns, the truths that emerge when you step back and observe. Your words are air, chosen with precision, and when you speak, it's to shift the ground beneath someone's feet. Epictetus, the Stoic sage, taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, to listen twice as much as we speak. You've taken this as a command, not a suggestion. Your silence isn't passivity, it's calculation, a depth that unsettles those who can't fathom it. They sense you see more than you let on, that you're always a step ahead, reading the room, the person, the moment. And when you walk away without a word, it's not out of weakness but because you know your worth doesn't need their validation. On WisdomWavesAura, we unpack this power of restraint, showing how silence can be your greatest weapon in a world addicted to noise. Then there's your ruthless detachment from both praise and insults. The ordinary mind thrives on external validation, rising with applause and crumbling under criticism. It's a fragile way to live, tethered to the opinions of others. But your mind follows a different code. You understand that praise and hate are 2 sides of the same coin, neither defines you. What people say, whether it's adoration or venom, reveals more about them than it ever will about you. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, wrote that living in harmony with nature brings true wealth, while living for others' opinions leaves you forever poor. You've internalized this. Insults don't wound you, and compliments don't sway you. You've trained yourself to remain steady, unshaken by the world's attempts to pull you into its orbit. This isn't just about enduring attacks, it's about resisting the seduction of applause. Most people are slaves to what others think, but you've killed that weakness. You move through the world rooted in your own principles, focused on growth over glory, substance over popularity. That's why you're incomprehensible to the 99%, your power doesn't come from how they see you but from the fact that you no longer care. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we explore this liberation from the crowd's gaze, offering insights on how to stay grounded in a world obsessed with fleeting approval. Finally, you embrace solitude not as a punishment but as a crucible. Most people dread being alone, filling the silence with distractions, endless scrolling, shallow connections, anything to avoid facing themselves. But you seek the quiet. You know that's where the real work happens, where power is born. Solitude isn't loneliness for you, it's purification. In those quiet moments, you wage the hardest battles, against your ego, your laziness, the temptation to settle for less. The Stoic Zeno, founder of Stoicism, lived in obscurity, hauling water and writing in the shadows, yet his soul grew stronger than any emperor's. That's no accident. It's a choice. You've learned that the deeper you go into solitude, the more you uncover a terrifying truth: you don't need the world. And once you've tasted that independence, you don't want it either. This kind of freedom unnerves the crowd because a person who no longer needs them is a person they can't control. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we celebrate this solitude, sharing strategies to harness its power and build a mind that thrives in stillness. These 4 signs, your embrace of doubt, your watchful silence, your detachment from opinions, and your love for solitude, mark you as different. They're not just quirks, they're the foundation of a mind that operates on a frequency most can't tune into. The world may try to pull you back, to make you fit its mold, but you were never meant to conform. You're meant to carve your own path, to build something enduring, something true. Every day, you choose discipline over ease, truth over comfort, and depth over distraction. That choice sets you apart, not just from the 99% but from the noise of a world that's forgotten how to think deeply. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we're here to guide you through that journey, offering wisdom to sharpen your edge and amplify your strength. This path isn't easy. The world will test you, throwing doubt, criticism, and temptation your way. But you've already survived storms others can't imagine. When doubt whispers, you don't falter, you lean in, using it to grow stronger. When the crowd demands your attention, you slip into silence, letting their noise pass through you. When they try to define you with their words, you stand unmoved, anchored in your own truth. And when they expect you to cling to their approval, you walk alone, knowing real power lies in the quiet. That's the calm of a mind that's already faced the storm and come out sharper. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we don't just talk about this strength, we show you how to build it, step by step, with insights rooted in timeless wisdom. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to master yourself, to become something the world can't ignore, even if it doesn't fully grasp you. The 99% may never see the depth of your mind, but that's not your concern. Your focus is on the work, the daily grind of refining your thoughts, sharpening your discipline, and staying true to the principles that guide you. Wisdom Waves Aura is your companion on this path, a space where we explore the ideas, habits, and philosophies that fuel uncommon minds. We dive into the teachings of Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, not as dusty relics but as living tools to navigate a chaotic world. We break down how to turn pain into power, silence into strength, and solitude into clarity. Stay awake. Stay disciplined. When the world feels heavy, when doubt creeps in, remember this: the calm you feel now is the storm you've already conquered. You're not just surviving, you're building something extraordinary. Subscribe to Wisdom Waves Aura on YouTube to join a community of minds that refuse to settle for the ordinary. We're here to help you master yourself, to leave behind the noise of the old world and step into the power of the one you're creating. Every video, every insight, is designed to fuel your journey, to remind you that your mind isn't just different, it's unstoppable. Let's walk this path together, forging resilience, clarity, and purpose in a world that's not ready for you. Subscribe to Wisdom Waves Aura and keep sharpening your edge.